Thank you, thank you. Sorry, I was setting up the computer. Thank you, Philip, for the interesting talk and waking up the audience. I hope I don't put you all to sleep because it's a very dry topic today, technology. Decline it if you're ready. Thank you. And let's just go, right? Next one. Okay, I'm just going to start. I hope I don't bore you. Okay, I just wanted to start off with something like that because I know everybody's like caught up with technology and in advancement. I just want to show you a simple evolution of the transformation in communication. Back in the days, people using fountain pen to write letters, right? If you can remember this, then you are my age. This is way back. Okay, when they want to deliver a message, they had to send a messenger on a horseback from castle to castle, right? That's how they send messages. No AI yet. Okay, I shouldn't be picking on Alaric already. Okay, he's my friend. And then for long distance, you have to send a pigeon, right? You got no planes, no nothing. They got to send a pigeon, put a message on his feet, and then they're going to do. So, what do you think is the evolution of writing a letter? From writing, they invented a typewriter, right? So you start writing. So it's, wow, everyone learn how to do typing. And then they deliver a message. Pages. Who remember pages? Okay, thanks for revealing your age, Rachel. For those who don't know what a pager is, you're very, very young. Okay, pager. Pager, how it works, you got to call a telephone operator and you got to tell the person, hey, I need to send a message to Philip to ask him to call me, right? And that's what you do, you send a pager. For long distance, they use telegram, right? They had to send telegram, right? Because there was no way to reach, no telephone was invented yet. And now you have emails, right? So for those who have been using email, congratulations, you did not go through this. You straight away adopted the technology of using emails. And it has helped you, has benefited you, right? It has helped you to send mass emails, messages, to deliver a message, WhatsApp. Instantly, you reach hundreds and people straight away. You don't have to call everybody. You're using technology. Okay? There's nothing to be afraid of. For long distance, you use Zoom or Teams or whatever. You can talk to someone in another country. If you're using that, you're using technology. There's nothing to be afraid of. You can embrace all this. You have the intelligence. You're intelligent, right? Because you are ability to adapt. If those people who don't want to use mobile phone and still stick to pager, there's no way he can get anything done. Okay, beyond this, of course, there's other technologies that we're talking about. And Steve Jobs is the innovation is the ability to see that change is an opportunity, not a threat. So do not be afraid of AI. Do not be afraid of the new technologies that are going to help you with your philanthropic work. So as I mentioned yesterday, our work will be tech-enabled, it will be data-driven, but it still needs the human touch. It still needs all of us, right? As Philip has mentioned, it has to come from the heart, it's core values. You can use all the tech you want, you can use anything, but if you don't have the core values, the human people, the human touch, nothing moves. So this is, of course, there are more things that you're doing, right? Philanthropy has all this stuff that you want to do. And then technology, there's all these wonderful technologies that's there. And when you bring these two together, right, it's tech for good, right? And so many things you can do. You streamline processes, you maximize effectiveness, and do all these things. You save money so that the money can be sent for scholarships, right? If you can save a lot of money, you have access, right? You streamline processes, you save time, you reduce costs, you can make decisions faster. There's greater engagement. So take this as your mind map, knowing that whatever technology is there is really going to help you in what you're doing. So we are not the only ones, right? The whole world is doing it. There's this conferences happening every day, everywhere around the world about tech. How they're going to use tech for good, fintech for good, AI for good. Okay, you just Google, all right? You will see it's mindless because everybody wants to do something, and they are just employing it in any way they want, right? So I'm going to start off with the lowest common denominator, which is social media, right? I think when I first came on board, half of the PDOs didn't even have a website or a Facebook, and we went through a digital transformation. And I'm very happy to see that now all you even have videos to show to your donors and your investors, right? So if you do not have a social media account, please start already, all right? Find someone, find a partner, or employ someone in your team to already start doing that. E-wallets, create your own e-wallets already. Father Ray have already done. He's receiving cryptocurrency as donation already, all right? So he's very advanced. That's why he has this big church. Okay? Crowdfunding. Some of these platforms are easy for you to set up an account, right? You can receive donations. Get the word out about your projects. Right? There are so many of these around. It's not difficult, right? So empathy building, this is a bit iffy, but I just want to say it out. Okay, so the new generation, they are more into experiences and stuff like that. So you can transport them to your place. If it's too far away, you can put a camera there and show what you're doing, right? They can put the camera. If they wear the lens, as you can see that the goggles, they actually feel that they're actually at the place there. They can hear, they can see, they can feel what's there, okay? But it's a bit expensive, okay? To set up the cost. And there's ethical issues as well because there's a sense of detachment and becomes a poverty tourism. I don't recommend it, but certain areas you might need it, okay? So I'm just presenting this to show you what is out there. So tech for literacy. We're all used to this. During the pandemic, we had to do online education for the communities, but the only issue is connectivity. Do they have the devices and all that? So we need partners. So for online programs, we need continual donation of devices. We need the teachers as well online, but it allows more students to be reached. So it's about a structured program. So if any of you who have students who require education, then you work with partners. Okay, Microsoft, IBM, they are in that space to donate devices. This is the space that I'm in. I'm very, very heartened to see that Philip is also in PWD space because I have a social enterprise that does with PWDs. So assistive technology is something that's leveling the playing field for people with disabilities. So they have all kinds of aids. They have apps to help them to see. The blind can actually see because there's a goggle that sees for him or her and then tells him what's in there. These are deaf people in a music concert. They're wearing a haptics vest. What happens is the beat of the song is separated. So every time they can feel the music on their skin and they can actually dance without actually hearing the music. Okay? So the philosophy that I'm working with the Singapore government is we need to increase accessibility so that we enhance usability. Many of times we feel and we think that we are creating assistive stuff for the people with disability, but actually we are also using it. How many of us actually do need the ramp? We don't need the ramp. The ramps were actually made for people on wheelchair. That was why they created the ramps. But now, because they created the ramps, food delivery guy with trolleys, parents with prams, they can use it, but they're not disabled, right? But the ramps were built for that. So if you increase the accessibility of certain devices, you actually enhance the usability for everybody else. So like this guy is is just concerned about clearing the snow on the steps. But if he has just cleared the ramp, everybody else can go up, right? So you think about it. So this is something we're trying to develop in Singapore as well. A lot of the Grab app and the taxi apps, they are not voice activated. So it's very hard for a blind person to actually use the app. But since then, Grab is now working with ChatGPT on this. So I'm very heartened to do that. We came up with the idea, but I'm glad that they caught on and they're doing it on their own. So it doesn't matter. I just want to show you how it's done, because we work with a blind person on this, and basically they just have to announce what are the options, and the blind person just announce the options, and everything there's AI involved in this, okay? So the AI will ask what you want to do, where you want to go, stuff like that. And then they'll also, okay, they'll come and pick up it to you, and basically that's it. It's all voice activated. But even when we develop this for the blind person, who else can use this? Right? Old people. I can also use it when I'm doing something. I don't have to look at the thing. I can, normal people can also use it. So for vitality is different from just health and well-being. Vitality is beyond health and well-being. Health just makes you healthy. Vitality gives you that vigor, that energy that Philip has every day to get up and do good stuff and feel passionate, right? That's vitality, that's vigor. Being healthy is just for yourself. Just being healthy. Having vigor and having vitality means you want to do a lot of things for people, right? So I want to advocate on that. So what are the stuff that we have? So for those who are in the healthcare, like Father John Paul, we have wearable digital caregiving. I'm sure you are into that. So it reduces the amount of time that a caregiver needs to attend to a patient, right? And there's also privacy, because the patient can be on their own, especially seniors who don't like people to attend to them. We have telehealth and telemedicinal platforms. So for those who are in the healthcare advocacies, you can look into this, right? So this is in America, Centene Corporation. What they do is they know that some of the rural communities, they need these laptops and all that. So they provide all that. They provide also the broadband. So you always need to find a partner to do this, right? So they do all this. So I'm sure someone like Philip is able to donate computers, right? And they also have a Rural Health Day where they create awareness for rural communities around US. Green tech, this is a bit heavy here. For those who are into the waste management, environment conservation, there are a lot of technology out there that you can just tap. Some of them are free. Some of them are looking for projects. So you just have to find out. So green tech is an umbrella term. Right? So under green tech, we have clean tech and climate tech. For those in the ESG space, okay, I'm just going to run through this. Okay. So we have clean water tech, we have waste management, recycling tech. So in wherever your space in, there's always some form of technology that will help you do your work. Right? Air quality and pollution control. We have job engineering. We have agro-technology tech. Those who are in cash crops farming, okay, there is technology that you can increase your yield. You can look at that. Afforestation. Afforestation is to plant trees in a place that never had trees, different from reforestation. Reforestation is just to rebuild the forest. And the next speaker after me will be talking about that. Not so much carbon capture, but more the going to zero carbon. But carbon capture is a different meeting altogether. It's about industries that release carbon and they actually process it and they bury the carbon underground. So it's not released in the atmosphere. It's a different process, but it's about carbon, right? So built environment, those who are in the design space, if you're building homes, you're building cities, you can incorporate all these technologies to make sure that the space is built properly, provides sustainability for the community that you're building in as well, clean water, clean energy, even transportation. I'm glad that we are working with a company that is thinking about doing solar-powered boats in Cebu. So that's, again, transportation tech across supply chain for those who are in the logistics business. So this is a whole ecosystem of green tech. For those who are in the blockchain space, do not be afraid that blockchain is about cryptocurrency. It's not just about cryptocurrency. Blockchain is a public ledger. So for those who are in the donation space, or there's something I'll talk to you about, and is to track people redeeming or sending donated goods. This is the best way, right? Because it's a public ledger. Nobody can say you didn't receive anything or they didn't give anything. Okay, it's all tracked. Okay? And it's all recorded digitally, right? So you don't have to go and manually fill out your Excel sheets, right? And then donors can feel confident, right? Whether it's money they're donating or goods they're donating is better. So, and there's not a lot of cost in using blockchain. Okay, there's no annual subscription. It's pay per use. The transaction fee is very low. And there's no daily limits of how many transactions you can do. Right? You bypass banks, you bypass corruption. If you donate, if you pass the money through intermediaries, there's a likelihood that they will be filtered. But for blockchain, is very direct. Of course, once the money is in the hands of the charities, they're forced to do it because you cannot say you didn't receive it, right? I mentioned this 9 years ago when I came and talked first time in Bali. So Philanthropy, those who have already e-wallets, please continue to receive them. Ethereum is good. Okay, as you can see, the non-profit sector is one of the leading industries in crypto adoption. Okay. So cryptocurrency is accounting 2% of all US charity giving. And by 2032, cryptocurrency is going to contribute $10 billion to non-profits, just US alone. Okay. The Web3 communities are your new up-and-coming communities where they do not need to go through any authority. They just come together and they can work together. These are the latest in, we are PDOs, these are PDAOs. Again, these are not run by anybody. They are all borderless, and they're powered by blockchain. And they can decide who they want to help, how they want to help. So we can partner with all these people, right? Because they have money. Okay? So if you're looking for grants, you're looking for they're just giving away, okay, but they're giving away in the form of cryptocurrency. So you need to have a way to receive it, right? So I'm just providing more avenues for you to look at, grants and alternate source of funding. So contactless fundraising, of course, we have metaverse, but this is very expensive, right? People have virtual fundraising events, they have gamified fundraising campaigns, they have charity auctions and concerts in a metaverse, right? But that's a bit expensive to do. And if you have artists who are in the space to create NFTs, to donate NFTs, then work with them, right? They can donate their NFTs to you. So look at this new generation of artists, new generation of creative people, right? Involve them, right? Just because they are the millennials does not mean they have nothing to contribute. This is where I come in. This is where okay, the AI that everybody is so caught up now is ChatGPT and OpenAI, but AI, as Eric has mentioned, has more users than just helping you write reports. Okay, I call it tech for problem solving because they are really here to help us solve problems. right? A lot of the things that you use now actually as AI, just that it's not apparent to you, okay? I'm not going to bore you, but it's just, so AI has a lot of AI, okay? You have machine learning, you have deep learning. Generative AI, it's those AI that helps you create pictures, videos. So if you don't have a big team that can do videos, you can use AI to do videos, right? Just to get it out. NLP, this is what do the translation, the voice stuff. Robotics, basically it's just a robot, okay? And then you have computer vision. This is the one that does all your analytics, surveying, surveillance. That's the one that is actually what I'll be focusing on. And the expert systems are really higher systems of AI. There are more, definitely. It's non-exhaustive, okay? So no downtime. They operate 24/7, right? You cannot expect someone to work 24/7 and not get sick. So AI helps you to do that. It's not replacing a job, okay? It's just making sure that things work without interruption. It can augment capabilities of differently abled people. We're talking about people with disabilities. Okay, so one example we had was a person with disability cannot be a security guard, but the person with disability can be the eye at home for a shopping center. So the shopping center will have robots that will move, right? And there's an eye. And then the person at home is just controlling the robot. But there's a human touch, because when the robot spots a missing child, the robot cannot interact. But it is the person who's controlling the robot is able to talk to the child. Are you lost? Right? And there's a face. Are you lost? I may not be there, but I can bring you to somewhere safe. You just follow the robot. You see? So persons with disabilities can work with AI and robots. Right? So it's not taking over. Because the robot itself cannot do anything. Okay? Just makes process faster. But as of questions yesterday, definitely we need a responsible AI adoption plan. Right? At an organization level, technical level, and ethical level. So whichever AI your organization chooses to use, you have to go through that. Okay? Assess it. I'm going to give you, just going to go into some examples how AI is used for resiliencies, food security, and sustainability. So this, Father John Paul is in disaster relief. So for American Red Cross, what they do is they work with Microsoft to do damage assessment, right? And then in India, they predict where the cyclone would hit, right? And because the cyclone follows a certain path, right? So they'll miss some houses, they'll hit some houses. So using AI, they can map out where the cyclone will hit and where are the likely houses that are the highest risk. They go and talk to those houses, right? And it's been shown to be about quite accurate. 83%, I think. So food insecurity as well. So early warning systems can predict climate patterns and weather events. This is very important because you can never know, right, whether your crops is going to die because of drought or floods, right? So these early warning systems helps the farmer to manage their crops. Only a farmer will know what to do if there's an impending drought. Impending drought means they got to go and prepare more ways to bring water. If it's going to be floods, they got to find a way to prevent the flood. So, but of course there will be help. But these early warning systems really will help them prevent crop failures and ensure food security. If you can forecast this, of course we can't forecast wars. Okay, that's something that we cannot forecast. The whole reason why we're doing this is we ensure that programs offering this food assistance are more successful. So there's no wastage. You can improve the food distribution. You identify where the food is needed most first. And you direct the resources there. So Catholic Relief Services, they conduct household surveys on the ground in southern Malawi. Okay, they use machine learning. And the forecast is accurate up to 4 months. So they know which families are going to need more food, and they plan and they buffer for this, right? So there's no hungry families. So for those who are in the advocacy of feeding programs, you might want to tap on this. Microsoft software is free, okay? So you work with them, okay? The templates that you can use. For indigenous stewardship, so again, Microsoft partners with Cyro, who's helping to work with the Aborigines in the Kakadu National Park. So what is good is they incorporate traditional knowledge with the area, because the Aborigines know this area, this is their land, right? They know where the animals are, so they can do tracking, okay, to prevent ecosystem loss and threatened species. So you work with indigenous people because they know their land better. So their knowledge is like AI, right? So their knowledge has been inputted in the computer. I'm taking a lot of examples of Microsoft because they are the ones that are providing a lot of this free access and free apps, free templates that for you to use, for you to monitor your ecosystem, for you to track carbon risk, for you to analyze deforestation. Yeah, all these are there. All these templates are there for you to go and use. It's for you to calculate and monitor if you are doing environmental conservation. For capacity building, okay, I think somebody mentioned about using AI to write reports. There's no shame in that. I do that as well, right? You can create reports, post reports, pre-reports, financing reports, and everything, right? Then there's Philanthropy AI for your research and assistance. Anything you need to know about the spring rain core values and 6 pillar, everything is there. So use this as your digital assistant. There's cloud-based accounting software for those who wants to have no way to employ a full-time accountant. Right? There's AI to help you do your money management, budgeting, financial planning, where to invest is. The thing about AI is good because it removes the human emotions and just gives you the facts. Well, a lot of times when we plan by ourselves, we are affected by a lot of emotions. Oh, this person need more money, that person need money. But this provides you the first set of numbers for you to consider. Then you can move from there. Right? So personalized giving. AI helps with your donors. If you have an AI on your donation platform, and this person continues to donate, the machine understands this person's donating behavior. Right? You will push out projects. This is something that we want to work together. So similar projects, even those from a different PDO, this person is interested in because we know this person has always been donating for this kind of projects. Right? So it will help. The only thing is AI cannot create and conceptualize and plan strategically. Like I said, AI needs your input. All right? Impact assessment, I think someone will be talking about that later, so I don't want to go into detail. So whatever you're doing, there will be software that helps you measure the impact of stuff that you do, whether it's quantitative or qualitative assessments. So I don't want to go through this. It's just to tell you that there are a lot of technology out there, so do not be afraid to use it. This is something that I'm doing in Bangladesh. This is my social commerce app. So 90% of the people in Bangladesh do not have bank facilities, which means if they want to buy anything, they don't have credit card. So what we do is we came up with a way where we got brands to sponsor video campaigns where, you know, the But mobile phones in Bangladesh is very cheap, okay? They're using very cheap Android phones, right? It's like $30, $40 you can buy a phone. And they can afford it. But they cannot afford some of this stuff. So we get brands to sponsor. They do videos. They upload the videos. They get points. They can redeem for stuff that they like, right? And then our team, this was done during the pandemic, so my team will just go and deliver to them. There's no money transaction. Everything is through the brand. This is something I hope to develop, and I'm glad one of my best friends' sister is here, and she's working on the same thing so I think God wants this to be done, where we are creating a social commerce platform where donors and charities and non-profits can sign up. I think I presented this again, before I presented it again, right? So they can sign up to be merchants, they can sign up to be service providers. We put their products, stuff, PDOs, you can come and redeem them and stuff like that. So this is in the pipeline, okay? So that's the model we have doing. We are collaborators, all of our collaborators, so we have achieved this, right? I'm very happy we have done this and growing, right? We've got family officers, we've investors, we've got partners coming in willing to give us 30 million, 40 million, 60 million, right? Partners, we've got companies, Philip's there, companies for good, impact investments. We are here. We are building the social enterprises within our ecosystem, okay? So that when you become successful like Philip, you can donate it back to the cause, right? We're forming a full circle. And then we'll gather our volunteers, and this will be a full circle. So it's a long time coming, but it's getting there. Our ecosystem of good. So this is our circular philanthropy model. Hopefully it will be a circle of prosperity to break the cycle of poverty. So harnessing, this is my last two slides, harnessing digital solutions and tech for good. So your considerations is digital divide, right? So as much as we want to use technology like for online education for the poor, you need to know that the marginalized communities must also have access to this technology, right? And I know some of the non-profits cannot keep up because the technology keeps changing, right? So that's why it's also quite challenging. Those are your challenges. So we as philanthropic organizations, we need to work together, right? For those who are moving faster than others, you need to help each other to move as fast as we can. So privacy and security, we mentioned that again. So whatever technology using, whatever data that you have collected, make sure that it's protected. Sustainability. We cannot plan too much because like wars and natural disasters is something we cannot. But take note that all this will accelerate new technological advancements. So be prepared. Right? Today is AI, tomorrow it could be BI, CI, I don't know. Right? It just keeps coming because of the need, because of what's happening in the world. So it will require continuous evaluation. That's why we have very regular seminars, conferences, because we keep you updated. So if next year, if Glenda asks me to talk about technology again, it'll be a whole new slides. Please no more. Right? So application and implementation, okay, we have seen about 20 slides of different kind of technology. You need to use the right solutions and the right tools and the right technology for your cause. Right? You look at your digital transformation roadmap. I spoke about that, I think 2-3 years ago. You need to look at your digital transformation roadmap. See what needs to be changed. And you have to talk to people because I know a lot say, let's depend on God. What would Jesus do? Right? So it's like if I find $20, what would Jesus do? I will buy wine. Right? I'll convert it to wine. But that's not what is it. You are not using it wisely. Okay? It's about finding the right solution for whatever you have. But I think in the end, you need to harness the power of God as well. And pray for wisdom I want to share with you my personal journey this past month. This past month, I have been really stressed because I was involved in a few big projects, and then I have to go for a family vacation, and then I have this conference slides to do. I only finished it like this morning, okay, because didn't have the time. And I was praying the whole month. I was praying, God, well, how am I going to do this? And on 20th of June, I had no choice. I attended this retreat, and this was what was on the slide, okay? Trust me in your times of trouble, and I'll rescue you, and I will give you glory, and you give me glory. And I had so much on my head and my plate, a lot of pride, and I just, never mind, I can do this on my own, you know? So that was 28th of June, right? God was telling me something. And then on the 17th of July, I promised a friend to go and get him a Miraculous Medal at the chapel of the Miraculous Medal in Paris. So I made a trip there, right? Because it was way out of my hotel. I said I had to go there. I went there, and I went there late. I didn't know why I had to go there so late. And I went to the shop, and I heard the bell ringing, and I asked the sister, what's happening? Lunchtime mass, 12:30 to 1, and the chapel will close at 1. I said, okay, I'll attend mass. It's in French. So I didn't understand French. But it was a beautiful mass, right? And then I was seated at the back, next to the confessional. and then I said, okay, I'll just do my confession. And I went in, before I could start, I cried. Okay? I really just poured myself. And I talked to the priest, by the way, do you understand English? Because if you don't, then it's very, it's going to be silly for me to confess. Yeah, I can understand English. So I said, I'm so filled with myself and pride and ego the past few months. I just need God to forgive me. And he said, yeah, don't worry. And it was so peaceful, the mass. And I came back on a weekend. On Sunday, I went to church again, and this was the responsorial psalm, right? And again, okay, at that point in time, I just said, I surrender. I said, God, yes, I live after you. So for those who are feeling afraid, okay, the Lord goes ahead before you, okay? We're all like lost sheep, but the shepherd is there. So don't worry about technology you're going to use, whether the fund's going to come. Because if you have faith, it's not about believing that God can do it, knowing that He will. Okay? Thank you.